Hi, I'm Tom Bachik, and you're here with me and Tweezerman. When creating our manicures, we're always wondering what's the perfect nail shape. Well, there's a couple of shapes trending right now that my clients love. A very short but strong nail is super popular, but they're deliberately short to give you that active, strong feel and vibe to your nail. The other nail trend that my clients are loving is actually a long nail, but they still want more of an edge to the look. So in the past, we've been doing almond or oval shaped nails. Well, now we're doing more of a ballerina nail. So we still have that softness and elegance, but we get a bit of an edge by just removing the tip of the nail, just like a ballerina pointer shoe, to give you that look. We're gonna show you how to create both of these looks for the perfect date night manicure. With our manicures, the cuticle work has already been done. We've pushed back the cuticle, removed any excess cuticle and hangnails, and now we're gonna focus on how to create those shapes. We're gonna start by using our fingernail clipper. I love that the fingernail clipper is rounded, so it actually follows the shape of the nail. And I love that the blades are super sharp because this gives me a crisp, smooth cut every time. I know when I grab my Tweezerman tools that they're going to do the job I need them to do. With the short nail, you can literally start from one side to the other, but we're not gonna do it at a 45-degree angle. We're gonna do it more of like a 20-degree angle and then do the center because we want that shape to be almost straight across. So we're actually gonna cut at about a 10 to 15-degree angle on our corners and then the center of the nails. Now the reason we do that, remember, is to relieve any stress that is put on the nail so that you don't get any splitting of the nail when you're cutting. Now with length, your eye follows the horizon, right? So if you take your file, you can follow your cuticle to your smile line to your free edge. This is gonna help you get that nice, straight, even edge from side to side. If you hold your hands with your palm facing you, what your eye follows is going to be the end of your finger. And then if you look at the end of your fingers, each one is a different shape. Usually your shape is going to be a different shape. So hold your nails or your hands with the palm away from you or down is fine as well. And then we're gonna file from side to side. And I'm doing it in a flatter motion so that way my nail shape is nice and flat and dramatic. Now, for our second look, it's the ballerina nail. Now this look is basically done in the same way, only we shape the nail a little bit different. You basically have to start with a medium length to longer length nail. A medium short nail also works, you could still do it. And the key is to keep the sides soft and then a nice dramatic tip, like the ballerina toe. We can do this in a couple of ways, but it's basically gonna depend on what your shape of nail is right now. If you already have an almond-shaped nail, simply remove the tip of that to give you that flat tip. If you have an oval-shaped nail, we're going to use our fingernail clipper and see how the blades are rounded. We're just gonna use that to start at the sides of each of the oval, because the oval is gonna be a little bit wider. We're gonna remove these corners, one side at a time, and then remove the tip. Now we don't wanna do a coffin shape. A coffin shape is when your sides go straight up and then the tip is straight off. And usually a coffin is almost square. It's like a tapered square. The ballerina is much softer and a little bit more elegant in my opinion. We're gonna reach for our Tweezerman neon file. We're gonna use the 240 side because it's on our natural nails. Remember, it's dual-sided, so the 180 side is perfect for toes, the 240 side for our fingers, and we're gonna just refine that shape. I like to draw the imaginary line down the center using the 240 side, which is the smooth side. I'm gonna take my shape and I'm gonna refine and perfect it. So I'm gonna file from the sides to the center. Again, not filing back and forth, but from the sides to the center. And then on that flat tip, we're simply gonna smooth that out and then kind of tie those, round those edges so that it just kind of is soft and ties it all together. And then you are ready for the perfect polish. Okay, so we've determined and created our shape. We're ready for our perfect date night polish, but before we do, we wanna make sure that we prep the surface of the nail prior to polishing. I love to use my Tweezerman buffer. The great thing about it is it's actually color-coded and numbered. for ease of use. It has not only our file, which is number one, it has your buffer, which is a little bit smoother, your smoother, and then your shiner. And by following these steps, you can take that natural nail to a perfect high shine. The file, we don't really need to do on the surface of the nail. That's just for perfecting the edge of the nail if you need it, if you don't have your professional file with you. So we're gonna start with number two, which is our buffer. And you can see it's a nice smooth buffer, and we're just gonna gently buff any imperfections off the surface of the nail. After that, we're gonna go to our smoother, which is our number three, our gray, and then our shiner. And we're gonna bring that nail up to a high shine just prior to polishing. Remember, the smoother and the shinier the natural nail is, the smoother and the shinier your polish is going to be. So if your nail's rough and has deep scratches in it, your polish is also going to have that same type of texture to it. By buffing the surface of the nail first, you guarantee that you get that high gloss shine before even applying the polish. Now we've prepped the surface of the natural nail for polish. There's a couple of things we want to do before actually applying the polish. One, I like to go back with my pushy nail cleaner and actually use the flat edge to clean out underneath the nail to get rid of any debris from filing and creating my shape. And then I like to take just a simple alcohol pad along the surface of the nail to remove any contaminants and oils off of the surface just prior to polishing. Some people love to use a base coat, some people don't, and I find usually if we're trying to save time, that's the one we skip. However, if you want the longest lasting polish, definitely use a separate base and top coat. Once we've applied our base coat, it's time to apply the color. As you remove the brush from the polish, make sure that you wipe the brush or the excess polish off the brush on one side of the nail. This way, polish is only on the other side of the nail. So I like to actually wipe the brush away from me when I'm polishing so that the polish is on the bottom side that I'm using to apply to the nail. If you just come out of the polish, you're gonna leave too much polish on the brush and you have to worry about flooding the cuticles. So you wanna make sure that you do even, consistent strokes to your polish. And also, the least amount of strokes that you apply the polish in, the smoother your surface is going to be. When you apply your brush, I like to apply it about 3/4 of the way back on the nail, so you have about 1/4 of the nail between your polish brush and the cuticle. And then I simply push my brush up towards the cuticle with the color, and then I polish one side of the nail. Then I go back and I come across and polish the other side of the nail, and then I finish with a third stroke down the middle of the nail, and I try to leave that. That's going to give you an even, thin coat of polish across the top of the nail. And then I apply my second coat of color. What I want to do is I like to clean up any color that has gotten on the skin during that time. An easy way to do that is to actually use your pushy nail cleaner and take a small piece of cotton and wrap it around the edge of the cleaner. Use that in your polish remover or acetone and use that to go around your cuticle and remove any excess polish that might have gotten on the skin. This does two things. One, it gets rid of all that excess polish off the skin so your nails are photo shoot ready. But two, spending that time to remove the excess polish has also allowed your color to dry for about a minute before applying your top coat. Now we're gonna apply our quick dry top coat, and you're gonna find that your polish dries about 5 minutes faster simply by doing that step. And then of course, always remember to hydrate, and your nails are date night ready with whatever style you choose.